All right, carrying on. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is create a columnar data entry form. Columnar simply means that it's going to be in the format of columns for the entry form. So let's go back to our database. Okay, one quick thing before I keep on going with this. Right up here, this shows me where my database is saved. So if during the test something happens and you close it by mistake, if you close your whole database by mistake and you need to go back to it, just take a quick look where your database is stored. So mine is stored as database 47 and is stored on the following platform. So it's in my C drive under users, admin, documents, okay? Just a little tip. I could save it on my desktop right now, but then I'd have to close everything, and I want to keep going on showing you guys what to do, what we did for the test. So I'm not going to close it and rename it for now. If I wanted to, though, I would go back here, File, Save As, and I could give it another name and save it somewhere else. Okay, so heading on then, let's create that columnar form. Okay, so we go to Create. All right, we're going to go to the Form Wizard. Okay, what do we want in that form? Let's have a quick look. All right, so includes all the fields from the apprentice table. Okay, so this is my apprentice table, this one right here. I want all of the fields, so I'm just going to click this double-click arrow, then it has all of those down in there. Okay, next thing I want to do is display the field headings left aligned in the columnar format, and I want to use a radio button. Okay, so I'll explain what the radio button is as I go along. Here we go. Okay, yes, so I've imported all the fields. That's great. I'm going to hit Next. Columnar, yep, that's what they want. Columnar, that's what they asked for. Just to double check. Creates a columnar data entry form. Great. Okay, next. What do you want the title for your form? Good question. They say includes a suitable heading and large bold font for the form. Okay, so I'm going to call it Finish. Yep. Okay. Now, if I don't think that is bold enough, okay, that looks good. Great. I've got my data entry form, but I'm not done yet because I want to use radio buttons in the day release field. Select the options as yes or no. These values are to be stored as -1 for yes and 0 for no in the day release field. So let me go back to that. In other words, what I'm going to do is this day release field here, I'm going to change this from a label with text, I'm going to change it to a radio button. So once again, I go to the top of my data entry form. Right now, I am in form view. Okay, that just shows me what it will look like when users input information. Okay, and down here, don't forget, it shows us our records. Right now, I'm on record 1 of 453. Okay, if I want to do a search for any record, I can just put that in there. So I'm going to go now to the design view. All right. Sorry, let me just show you a layout view just real quickly. So layout view is this. With layout view, I can change the lengths of the fields. Okay, and I could also move them around if I wanted to. Okay, I'm not going to move them around because they don't tell me to. So I will go back into layout view. Oops, sorry. I will go back to design view. Okay, and in design view, we get this very confusing looking graph with all these tabs and lines and everything like that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of the day release. Okay, so if I click on it, okay, if I click on day release, and if I double click on it, I hit delete. Okay, now I want to go to the design button. Like I showed you guys in class, if we're on the design button, we have a whole bunch of options here. We got label, we got, label, text, button, all sorts of options here. Okay, the one we want is this one here, an option button, the radio button. Okay, so click on that. We'll just put it down there. Okay, And I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. So in there, don't forget, if I want to move these boxes that are tied to one another, okay, I just click on that gray square there. And I'm going to call this day release. Now, in the radio button itself, okay, I double click on it, I go to properties. Okay, and I see this, I see data. My control source, in other words, where am I going to get my information from? If I click on this drop-down button, okay, I'm going to get my information from the day release button, okay? Now, I'm going to save that, okay, and I will go back to design view. Oops, sorry, not design view, but to form view, okay? I'm in form view, and as you can see, now I have a radio button that is attached to the day release, okay? Now, if I scroll through my records, okay, I can see here, I'm scrolling through my records, I can see, sometimes it's on there, it's off. So good, it works, it's actually tied to records, and it's working. It's tied to the day release fields. If it is a day release field, yep, I got this little button on. If it is not a day release, okay, not a day release, then the button is off, okay? I'm just going to go back to the beginning of my records. All right, let's go back then and see what they ask us to do now. So the screenshot. We want the evidence screenshot of the radio button. Okay, so I'll go back here. Yeah, I could take a screenshot of this, okay, showing the date format. But to make sure I get a full mark, let's go back to layout view. Nope, sorry, not layout view. Yeah, I could go to layout view, and I could take a screenshot of this, okay? This showing my data, my control source, okay? And it's an option button, that'll show that. So yeah, take a screenshot of that, and that will for sure show that we have done this properly to my examiner. All right, next thing, so I've got that evidence that I would put in there. Next thing I want to do is just input this information into my form, okay? Let me show you how to do that. So I go back, okay? Now, you can see here, I'm on one of 453 records, okay? I'm gonna go to the very end, okay? I'm on to my last record. Now, I want to click on New Blank Record. If I do that, I have a new blank entry form, okay? And I'm going to start putting in that data there. According to my test, in the vacancy, I want to put let's make sure I'm in form view. I want to put in digital content apprentice, and vacancy ID, I want it to be TT 449454 TT 449454. Yep. Level will be advanced. Employer name will be progress. Subject reference will be learning provider will be Aspire Learning. Number will be 2. Closing date will be 15th August. Wage will be 133, decimal 00, and day release will be yes. Okay. Now I will save that to make sure that that form is saved. Now you can see here, I now have 454 records. Before I had 453, I now have 454. I want to make sure that this information is actually saved in my database. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to close it. And I'm going to go back to apprentices. Okay. In search, I'm going to put in the vacancy ID, because I know that's a primary key. That'll pull up this for sure. So I'm going to put in that vacancy ID of TT449454. All right, so that is once again TT449454, and it does. It shows me this. It highlights it here right there. So great. I've inputted that correctly. Everything is good to go so far. Okay, so let's close that out. Next thing we have to do is please in your screenshot. Okay, so yeah, the screenshot, I would show that form that I have just as I put it in, just like that. This place in your evidence document a screenshot showing this data in your form. I could show that form that I put that stuff in, which will be great for that evidence. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to create a report. Okay, but don't forget, before I create a report, I need to create a query. And because that's going to take me quite a while, I'm going to stop this video here, and that'll be my next video. Okay.